చేస్తున్నావా కళ్యాణ్?
చేస్తున్నాను సార్.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good. So this is a DMZ where DMZs, we don't have a DMZ port for routers, but it is an add-on for firewall because so the advantage of the DMZ is something, say example, someone has put some USB to your computer, or one of the computer is infected, or a virus is infected, or somewhere it is worm is generated from one of the computers by maybe your USB. Someone has recent days like a USB charger, USB cable is also acting like a malware. We can also distribute the malware across the network by putting any of the computers, by inserting a PNP plug and play to the USB, and that will be spreading the that will be spreading the virus across the network. So it is simply across, say it is installed in this computer, definitely it will be spreading across the network by the time like it is also reaching to other computers. Say all the servers are keeping nearby the LAN machines. So what happens, like it is also infected. If the computer is infected and the LAN the server is also infected. If the server is infected, all the business clients which are connected to the server is also infected. So it is just like a worm, something like it is spreading across the network, right? So it is a matter of integrity, it is a matter of reputation, it is a matter of business reputation, right? So to reduce this stuff, what we'll do is we're just connecting the router. We're just connecting the firewall. All these computers, all these firewalls, the servers are connecting to the dedicated port. Where if one of the computer is compromised in the LAN, so it is not even touching to the DMZ server. So this is how the DMZ is actually kept in the network. So let me come back to the firewall. So as of now, I'm just going ahead and I'm just configuring the firewall. So I have a firewall somewhere in head office. This is my public IP 124.123.40.247, which is configured on 444. 444 is a port number, this is a port number. I just have already configured that on this particular port number 444, or you can also configure on other ports as well. It is all up to you. So let me connect it to the Sophos. Already deploy చేసేసారు ఎక్కడ somewhere. I think you know that, right? So the username, let me complete with the installation part first. The installation, I just want to get into the user. I mean, my username is admin and the password is something password. I'll give you password, or I'll just create a users in behalf of you. I'll give you admin privileges so that you can also access with this particular account. So I can log in from internet, anywhere internet. I can log in from internet anywhere from internet through this particular address 124.123.40.247. So this is my let's see, something update has been. There is an update, new firmware available. I don't want to upgrade now. I don't want to waste my time. So now let's go to the quick roadmap of this is called dashboard. It will be giving the quick references that what you have done, how many VPNs are you created, and what is the interface, how many interfaces are connected, what is the IDS status, how many devices, how many web application has been blocked. It will give the alerts. This is an alert bar. It is the rules which of you just have configured. There are three types of users. I mean, business rule and user based rule, and also a network based rules. So there are only right now we have only two policies. That's nothing is there, just an empty box. We yet to configure that. And all the logs you can just monitor which are passing through the firewall advantages. Firewall itself is loading the logs, it is itself is saving the logs. So you can just look at the logs out here, and you want to go for the quick wide, you can also go ahead and And also if you want to access with the console as well, you can also access with the console. Let me see, this is a console. Same like you can access with the same like Cisco CLI. Press password. I think the password is let me give the password. So same like Cisco CLI mode, command line interface. So wherever you want to configure, just you can go ahead and give the quick references, something like this. So I just want to go back. I don't want to disturb now because you might not understand anything out here. So going back, so press 0. I'm just going back, nothing entering as of now. Alright, so just exiting. Yeah, so administration is a part which you need to discuss. This is called the deployment, firewall deployment. So which you can talk about the licensing. This is a licensing. This is the model number of this appliance, the XZ85. You can even Google it. What is this XZ88? What are the properties? What are how many number of the port that you can support? XZ85. XZ stands for next generation firewall 85. It is a model, and it is registered company with who's the right person that registered with, and it is registered with the contact email address. This is my contact email address. I just have registered on behalf of. I was the spoke point for this firewall. If anything wrong, if any upgradation need to be taken, or something license need to be upgraded, or something any compliance need to be erased, so this is the right person to and so subscription, when you're buying this particular firewall, so base firewall is subscribed, network protection is also subscribed, and the license of this particular base firewall is still up to this decade, 2099 unlimited base firewall. Network protection is also only up to by 3 years. I have taken the subscription, 2021 July 29. And web protection, if you let's talk about web protection. Something like web application related protections want to give, just you can just give up to by 2021. Of course, we don't have email protection. It is I have to buy with the vendor. It is a vendor specific. Already expired. It was expired in August 2018. And web server protection, yes, we don't have web servers protection as well, but of course we don't have a web server right now, so not able to install. So this is now. And Sandstorm is something I'm not sure what is done in terms of Sophos, so it was also expired. Enhanced support, yes, they also give enhanced support till 2021. If any problems we face, so if you can contact the Sophos will give you the information, or technical support as well. So enhanced plus support, it is also not enhanced plus support. I'm not sure the difference. Enhanced plus, you can Google it. So device access, it is a deployment. I'm just looking at all these deployments. So how do I access this device? See, somewhere this device is somewhere in Hyderabad. I'm just accessing even from somewhere in the remote location. So this is there are various zones that you can access. I can even sit in the LAN, or I can even sit in the WAN, or I can even sit in the WAN. I can even sit in the DMZ zone, maybe server zone, or maybe I can access from the VPN as well. Let us talk about VPN stuff. But I cannot suggest this Wi-Fi cannot be accessed. Device cannot be given access to any of the Wi-Fi devices. But so Wi-Fi means a company on-premises Wi-Fi access. So no, basically we don't have a Wi-Fi for this particular thing. We don't have a Wi-Fi facility. Most of the firewall will not entertain the firewall to be act as a own access points. What will happen is something. So in fact, Sophos is not giving. If you want to, firewall will not distribute the Wi-Fi. Of course, it is distributing the Wi-Fi, but thing is, we additionally configure the access point. Something we have just done with the router, right? Just connect to the other router and configure it as an access point, so that we can do it. So I don't suggest this. Why you cannot access Wi-Fi. This is some little related to the security posture. So other thing is telnet. I don't recommend to access into telnet. Telnet is a remote access protocol, which can be brute forced, which is not a so secure protocol compared with SSH. So I recommend you access through VPN. Sorry, SSH. That too, SSH cannot be. I don't suggest to access in the SSH. Always go with the VPN, because SSH sometimes, if you access in the wide area network, SSH means secure shell, which is working on the port number. Port number 22. Yeah. So which is working in the port number 22, WAN, wide area network, and NTLM is also authentication portal. Captive portal is something like it is a dedicated port number. I'll just configure in future what is this captive portal, how we can configure this captive portal and all the stuff. See, you understand this. If I can give the check bar, I'm checking it. If you're checking it, you can access HTTPS through HTTPS protocol. You can access sitting in the WAN. You can access this device. That is the ultimate intention of this particular checkbox. So though I cannot access through telnet protocol. Say if you can even observe it, the tel or SSH. Let me get to the SSH now. I want to access through SSH. SSH followed by 124.123.40. Something like 247 colon 444 is my port number. So could not resolve the host name. It is not actually not resolving it. No such host is detected. In fact, there is a ping. See here, I can able to ping 124.123. Sorry, just a minute. I can ping 124.123.40. And also 247. So I can ping. There is a communication, but if you even, in fact, like if you can check SSH, I could not do it because the permission has not given 124.247.40.247. So there is no permission. Host is not recognized by unknown. So same like that, Radius is other protocol. See, do one thing, take a snapshot of this and try out what each and every will do, what NTM will do, what a Radius will do, what authentication will do, and say what SMTP relay service will do, what SNMP will do. Go ahead and check with each and every service and what is the responsibility of the services. So this is the device access from where you can access the devices by sitting in the LAN or in the WAN or somewhere in the DMZ or somewhere in the VPN, something like that. If you want to apply this, you can just apply, or you just modify the rules as well, and you can just apply this. And local service, something like I don't have a local service ACL exception rules. Let me go ahead and let me check it. Device access. So rule number, how do you want to write this rule? If you are writing a new rule, top to bottom or bottom to top. So something related to the firewall rule. Let me give more information about it maybe in the firewall implementation rules. So default admin password settings. So I don't have a current. If you want to change the password also, you just change the password. Right now I don't want to change because I have already integrated with my web browser. I don't remember passwords, so let it be. So current password is, you just type the current password and what the password you want to change the password for that particular user. So if you use any authentications PKE for admin, public key encryption, something like public key if you want to do, or just you can add the public key for this and you just apply, but I don't want to do that. So admin settings, if you go with the more administration settings, let me go ahead. So if you want to give any host names to the server, something like I want to give my company name or my website name or my FQDN name, something like www.synchroserve.co.in. I can just give it as well. Description, something like whatever that describes. This is my company firewall, something like that. So I just write it and apply it. So port setting, this is a 444 is the port number where I just as an admin I can access. This is the same where I can access the admin, or if you don't want to access it on the 444 port number, you can even go ahead and apply on the different port number as well. I can even change like 999 or standard port. This is a standard port which is given from this vendor, or I don't want to go with the standardized port. Let's even go for the other ports as well. And user portal, which you can even, if any other users or you're the boss of the admin, and if you're having any subordinates to operate in your absence, or maybe they have some limited permissions, so you are creating your users firewall administrators as or maybe users with the least privileges, and you're just applying it. And also login security, if anybody is actually giving the log, something like if even anybody log admin session after 3 minutes of inactive sessions, or you can even increase this inactive sessions also. 3 minutes కాకపోతే 5 minutes పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, not a matter. Lockout admin after 10 minutes of inactivity. Of course, if this is acting doesn't work out, because 3 minutes లోనే inactive లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది. So if you click on this, automatically it will not proceed with the next one. Block the login after 5 unsuccessful attempts from the same IP address within the 60 seconds. Or you can even increase this timing also, not from within the 60 seconds. You don't want go with the 120 seconds, but it is better, and you can just put it as 60 seconds. It's a maximum. Or you can even reduce this time also. So what happens, like if this particular user is giving continuously 5 times in a minute, so we think that that user is a suspected user, or someone maybe is not an authorized, or you don't remember the password, or maybe is blindly we go ahead something like it is not an authorized user, is not accessing the firewall. So in this case, what we'll do is just block the admin login for 1 to 60 minutes. Within this, how much time that I want to block this person, meantime I can get to know that is the right person or not, is actually login credentials which is given is a right person or not. So we will look at it all the solutions from other sides. Investigation will be proceeded, whether it is a right user, whether it is a wrong user, or something like that, right? So and administrative passwords, something like if administrator want to give the password something, I've just set the password as well here. So if you want to set the password, or you want to assign the new password to the admin, I think device access, I think I have given this. So if you want to give the new passwords, so that has to meet this complexity, password complexity as well. So something, this is upper character, lower character, numerical, special characters need to be included in this password. Minimum 8 character length character password is compulsory, something like this. Minimum 1 upper character, 1 lower character, 1 special characters, something like that. So disclaimer, when anything going wrong, so it will be giving the disclaimer action notification to the user, and apply the policy. Okay, so central management. So you want to actually monitor this firewall central management settings. So there are two things, firewall Sophos Firewall Management Manager is there, and Sophos Device Firewall Manager is also there. So I think it is for enterprise network model. As of now we don't want it. So you want to integrate your LAN machines timings to your web firewalls to your internet timings. So it is you just to set your time zone. I think you know that, or you don't want to set the time zone with the ISP time zone. So just you can also customize the NTP server, because internal NTP server or external NTP server IP address. Just you can add the IP address, use the custom NTP server or use the predefined NTP server. You just Google it. What is this NTP server? How do we configure this NTP and all the stuff? You come to know that more information about this NTP as well. Do not use this NTP server. I don't want to use NTP. Use NTP server. I want to go for the manual NTP process, so you can do it as well. Well, if you want to give the notifications, like say my emails, if something went wrong, or log analysis, which is devices collecting. If the device is collecting the new notifications, triggers, alerts, or something like that. Of course, it will not give the triggerings, alerts, but it is just capturing the logs. You should analyze, should take the analysis through the other third-party device, and you should analyze it somewhere else. So send email server notifications, which is log is collecting on the daily basis, maybe on the maybe a weekly basis, or maybe daily basis. It will be sending the log reports to email server, or external email server, or internal email server, or whatever the email server, whatever the email you want to send it. You can send it to the authorized emails. Send notifications to the email. Normal emails. I think it is there are two things. Send email via internal or external. If it is an internal, it is a business, or external, something like it's a external service providers. So something like that. Notifications to be IPsec through VPN. You just want to send this notifications. I think up to this very clear, right? I mean, it is so clear and nothing to bother about it. Well, SNMP is something like SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, which is actually which is running on the port numbers 161 and 162. There are two port numbers. It is one is agent protocol and also manager protocol, which is responsible for managing all the networks. Simple network management protocol. So let me configure this later, but as for now, so server IP netflow port numbers. I think let me add on the port numbers. How many net servers are there? What are the service running on their respective domain, subdomain names, and it is running on what particular port number. So just you want to apply, you can apply. So messages, yes. So if any authentication messages, something went wrong, user account blocked. If any message you want to pop up to a particular user, if any account is blocked, user account is something like blocked, you are just giving a firewall pop up to the particular user, whoever the user is actually not logged in. I mean, giving the wrong password. So I just want to give the particular user, hey, you just give the wrong password, firewall is restricted, or something like your account is going to expire, account is going to disable, account is going to your maximum attempts is reached, something like that. You just send all authentication messages. You can go ahead, and I'll just give you the user account so that you can just go ahead and check with each and every what is the functionality of each and every the notification message. Same like SMTP also, it is also administration as well. So if you want to send an SMS or customize SMS text to particular user through mobile or through the network, you can send it as well. So these are the messages. Something also, it is also predefined. No need to change anything. Please don't change anything. If you want to change anything, like it is headache for me to access the Sophos. So I'll just I'll just create the user accounts behalf of you and with the restricted policy permission. So okay, so this is about the administration, just for how you can access the firewall. What are the ports? I think I have not discussed about the this. Let me control. Let me get back to the number of ports, LAN ports and WAT ports. So these are the interfaces which the firewall have. In fact, you can go ahead. What is XG85 firewall? What are the properties? What is the threshold? And all the stuff you can just go ahead. So I just connected on the port number 2 here, port number 2 gateway, and the port number is gateway is assigned by the ISP. ISP is defined, and this ISP public IP is 124.123.40.1, and port number it is connected on interface port number 2, and type is active now, and status is green signal. And in fact, you can see this other port numbers as well. Guest access point is nothing is there. It is nothing configured. Port number 1 is physical connected 100 Mbps full duplex 305 interface. I think I've just connected this to the router, and this is just what I have connected to the LAN. I mean, firewall is connected, and port number 3 is something disabled, not connected to anything. Port number 4 is also disabled. So you can also connect to the firewall to other switches if based on the if this firewall is supporting more configurations policies. So this is about the interfaces of particular firewall. So you can also check with the how much CPU utilization is there, what is the traffic, what is the bandwidth it is supporting, and what is the hardware resources that you can utilize, and what is the network infrastructure that is actually giving in a graphical way. So systems graph, log viewer, remote support, package capture, connection table, console, how much ping it is doing, and all the stuff. Heartbeat is also something like it is something want to have. It's endpoint security. So if anything danger zone or something alerts need to come, this is also giving the alerts as well. So connections, it's a physical connections. I think hope you understand. And all the logs you can also view the logs out here. We will see the log analysis in the analysis part. So as of now, it is. So this just we have discussed about the administration and also central console. Just a dashboard, how it look like. Getting back to the firewall. So again, a quick review what we have discussed. So firewall is something like it is a device which makes it makes secure, more and more secure to the local area network, and sits between the untrusted zone and trusted zone. And it is two types of firewall, so software firewall and hardware firewall, and it is acts as a router along with the firewall to access a router, but it is intellectual. It is work with intelligence, recording each and every source session and destination sessions, destination port numbers, destination IP addresses, and source port numbers, source IP addresses as well, and number of interfaces, WAN interfaces, DMZ interfaces that I've all discussed, right? So as of now, that's it. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No doubts?
డౌట్స్ ఏం లేదు సార్. ఇప్పుడు అందులో ఎంటర్ కావాలంటే మళ్ళీ పాస్వర్డ్స్ ఏమన్నా కావాలి సార్?
అదే నేను క్రియేట్ చేస్తాను ఇప్పుడు.
ఓకే సార్.
రికార్డ్ ఆఫ్ చేయి కొంచెం.